Hi guys, hope everybody is doing well. Lockdown restrictions are easing. A haircut is booked in, thank goodness, and we are on our way to hopefully a nice hot summer. The topic of today's video is how to invest remotely. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but I try and get my property information from loads of different places, whether that's YouTube, podcasts, just Google, everywhere and anywhere. And this was a question asked on the property podcast a couple of weeks ago, so I thought I would elaborate on it. First up, if you're looking to invest in a property, make sure you take your time, do your research, make a short list. So if you're based in London or the home counties, for example, where the property prices are really high, and you think, okay, I'm going to have a look in Leeds or Manchester or South Wales, somewhere far away, have a look at areas within those areas, travel time, opinions from multiple people, look for the expert, ask the expert, make yourself a nice little short list of where you think. I always think, to be honest, that you need to be within traveling distance just so you can get down there. Next step would be to visit several times if you can, maybe over a couple of weekends or a couple of odd trips. And if your time allows, then I would do this over different seasons. So visit maybe once or twice in the summer and then once or twice in the winter. Remember what I said on a previous video about when's the time to buy. If an area is flooding or if there's heavy rain or heavy snow, you want to know how that affects the area so that you're not getting yourself into a position where you're suddenly investing on a floodplain. The next one, which sort of ties in, understand the area. That means when you go up there, meet your letting agents, speak to locals, speaking to neighbours. If you're going on a street, a particular street that you've identified, and the neighbours are there and they're friendly, well, if they're friendly, that's a start. Ask them questions, how long they've lived in the area, what's it like, any problems that are in the area potentially. When you're back at your computer, go on and look at your crime statistics, which is quite simple on the government website, gov.uk, and also have a look on the online communities that are local to that area. In Abergavenny, there is an online community on Facebook called Abergavenny Voice, where people sort of buy things, sell things, air any issues. If you're going on your, I don't know what you would call it. Let's go Leeds, for example, and Elland Road is the only place I know in Leeds because of the stadium. If you're going on Elland Road local community voice, and all of the posts on there are about crime, antisocial behaviour, drug use, prostitution, not saying it is, by the way, you would probably think, actually, although the property's cheap, although it seems to be a very rentable area, and when I spoke to the letting agents, they were really keen for me to invest there, it actually doesn't sound too great. Do your fully rounded research and practical research as well in terms of speaking to people both online and in person. Next one, find a trusted build team. Now, if you can do this, this is basically the key to happiness for any property investor. And finding a build team at a distance is tough. I can't speak from personal experience on this because all of my properties have been within a sort of 45-minute to 1 hour distance from where I live. And a lot of the work I've done myself and with family members. But this is the advice that I can give you. Take your time. Do not rush into making an agreement with a builder because they're the first one you've come across. Check out websites like trustatrader.com. Again, on those online communities, ask for some local recommendations. If you've got an LNPG account, you could ask on there. Or if you are on Facebook and one of the local property investor Facebook pages, they would be good places to ask. Try and get multiple recommendations for the same builder. What I like to do if I do need to get a build team in is speak to 3 of them. We've all made our mistakes by picking one who you think, oh yeah, that's great, and then it doesn't work out so well. So speak to 3 builders, get prices off 3 builders for your project, just like you would a property by shortlisting it and making the pros and cons. Do that with the builders as well and agree a payment schedule. The time that you take investing into finding the right builder will certainly pay dividends in the end. The next one, Once your project's up and running, once you've decided on an area, decided on a property, take your time to visit there. There's nothing worse than out of sight, out of mind, and all of a sudden you turn up and your building site's a mess, your builder's buggered off, and your boiler's gone. If you can, do weekly visits, if not fortnightly visits. What I would suggest is you liaise with the builder sometimes. You make a plan for them to go through the project with you. You should have really agreed a schedule of works at the start. Also, do some unplanned visits as well. This is not really to catch the builder out necessarily, but just to give you peace of mind that actually, when nobody knows that you're watching, there's still a good job going on. Last bit of advice, be organized. Have a project plan, have a schedule of works, regularly check it and work back against it. Frequent communication with the build team is very important. Have a plan B. So if that goes wrong, what are you going to do about it? Because if you're sat 2 or 3 hours away, which is quite a scary thought, you need to have a plan B, have a backup plan. All right, guys, hope that helps. And all the best if you do decide to invest remotely. Let me know how it goes. Take care.